Oh, you know what time of year it is. It's like the Christmas for people who love sports and most importantly football. So I had to make sure I was in the right because I'm interviewing an amazing person today, Miss Kendra Bulluck-Major, the executive director of the Orange Blossom Classic. So look, this is what I got. I got my jersey. Check. Alexander, the best. Seven deuce. You already know where I come from. And I got my helmet ready. So hold on. Let me take this off. Take this off. There you go. I'm ready. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. But you know what else I got? Man, I got the Orange Blossom Classic.
Remember the revival? Relive the remix. Reunite for the Orange Blossom Classic. HBCU reunion experience. It's year 3, baby, and we back with that fire. Calling all HBCU fans. Labor Day weekend. The I Love Jackson State University takes on the venomous Florida A&M University. Tickets are on sale now. Watch the game in premium style seating or watch it from a luxury suite. And of course, you know the halftime show is going to be epic right here in the 305. The sonic boom of the South and the illustrious Marching 100. Who you rocking with? The 2023 Orange Blossom Classic. Don't miss the HBCU reunion experience. Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens, Florida, Hard Rock Stadium. Trust me, we'll see you there. Oh. Check out orangeblossomclassic.com for tickets and info. Remember the revival? Relive the remix. Reunite for the...
I got to turn that down just a little bit because we got to get you on this. How are you doing? The executive director, everybody welcome her. What's up? How are you doing? We're so excited to have you on the show. Now, look, I am geeked. So if you hear me talking too much, you gotta give me a pass on this. So I'm excited about the Orange Blossom Classic. I'm excited to see FAMU face off JSU. I have people that both. So I got to be careful what I say. I do live in Florida, so I definitely have to be careful what I say. And I got a ton of people in Miami, so I don't want to get in trouble. But what is, for those who don't know, Miss Bulluck-Major, what is the Orange Blossom Classic?
The Orange Blossom Classic is where they need to be Labor Day weekend, number one. So
Right.
I love the excitement. I'm excited. I'm ready for the big game. This will be the 3rd year that we have had this game with FAMU and Jackson State University. We brought this classic back after a 40-year hiatus.
Wow.
So to answer your question, the Orange Blossom Classic is a huge event, Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens, with 2 of our top teams in HBC. I'm not even going to say HBCU football. I'm going to say in FCS football. How about that?
That sounds great.
Yep. We've got a phenomenal matchup, great weekend planned. So if you haven't heard about the Orange Blossom Classic, I don't know where you've been.
All right. Now, one of the questions I have, and this is a big one, the Orange Blossom Classic, this is the first one with a new coach for JSU, TC Taylor, Coach Taylor. I always say Coach Taylor. As an athlete, you always say coach, no matter how far you've been gone from the game. Coach Taylor is bringing in a retooled JSU team. How exciting is that for people to come watch and see how this team performs?
It's exciting. It's anytime you're ushering in a new era, so to speak. It's just like when we ushered in the Dion era, right? You're always anxious to find out what is the team going to look like, what is going to be, that thing that sets this particular coach out from the rest. TC Taylor is no stranger to Jackson State University. And so, people have talked about, oh, well, there's no Shadur. And, we've had kids that have, gone into the portal, but don't sleep on Jackson State. Don't sleep on TC, Coach Taylor. I think that Jackson State is definitely going to be a formidable opponent for FAMU.
Okay. All right.
So this is a perfect game to usher in the new era.
All right. I got to say, the legend, Coach Simmons out of FAMU, I don't want to not say his name because I probably will get a phone call right after this interview. So I know a lot of Rattlers. I even have a couple of messages from them. I'll mention it a little bit later in the show. But I definitely want to talk about all the events that are happening around the football game because there's a lot of stuff people can get into that they really need to know about.
Battle of the Bands, Blossom Classic, FAMU March.
No, I'm sorry. I will let you talk about that. That's the Battle of the Bands. I had to bring it up because I'm excited about that. I've been to one. Woo! It was off the chain. Tell me about the Battle of the Bands.
So, the beautiful thing about FAMU and Jackson State is they just don't bring hype on the football field. But, halftime, the Marching 100, Sonic Boom of the South, they're just as big as the football team, right? So what is an HBCU classic without a Battle of the Bands? So our Battle of the Bands takes place on Saturday night, the night before the big game, and you get an opportunity to see these teams to see these bands in rare form. So, for Dr. Shelby Chipman, who is the band director over at FAMU, his assistant band director, Daryl Baker, they are Miami guys. They were groomed, born and raised here in Miami. So for them, it's like a homecoming. They put their best foot forward because they're, not only is it recruitment for the team, but it's recruitment for the band also. So they put together a big show to come back home. And then, of course, Sonic Boom of the South with Dr. Little, Jackson State. He's a phenomenal band director. So they do the same thing because, again, it's a recruitment opportunity. So they put their best foot forward at this Battle of the Bands. On top of that, we've got some great high school bands. We're in Miami, but if you know anything about Miami, most of the time now people say South Florida because that Tri-County area, Palm Beach, Broward County, Miami-Dade County, we're like one big family. So we have high school bands represented across the Tri-County area, from Palm Beach to Broward County, Miami-Dade County. We've got some phenomenal high school bands that are going to put on a show as well because they want to show off in front of these college band directors. So it's going to be a great time. Battle of the Bands, just as big as the football game.
Now the Orange Blossom Classic has a unique history, and you mentioned earlier. You said after 40 years, but one of the things that's got me, I'm so excited, I'm sweating. I apologize. One of the things that's got me,
I love it.
One of the things that stands out though is that you're the executive director, but you also own the Orange Blossom Classic, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yes.
Why was it important for you to bring it back?
Well, I tell people all the time, I am originally from North Carolina. And for me, I grew up, I have a mom who attended Shaw University. My older sister went to North Carolina Central University. I grew up around HBCU football. I have cousins and aunts and uncles that went to Fayetteville State, Winston-Salem State, you name it. HBCU football was represented in North Carolina. So when I got here, I was I was a teenager, but when I got here, our local institution here, Florida Memorial University, did not have a football program at the time. So they used to have homecoming like around basketball season. And I just felt like that was something that I grew up on. It was something that was, may have been missed for our high school students to really experience that culture. So I got together with a group of individuals, some of our dignitaries and stakeholders here in South Florida. And I said, like you just said, this game has such a rich history. It was a game that was played in a time that allowed us to really showcase our talent when that talent wasn't being displayed in mainstream. And that's what the original Orange Blossom Classic was all about. So I didn't want this generation to miss out on experiencing what I experienced. And it was something that was so important to the community. So I just thought, why not? Why not try to revive this so that the community, those who remember the original Orange Blossom Classic, people like my dad. My dad's a huge Marching 100 fan, huge FAMU supporter. So it was just kind of like, he used to talk about the parade and the Marching 100 and the football town. And I just, for our current generation and the generations before that actually experienced that game. And so here we are after a few years of some work, we're here.
I want to say there are still opportunities and correct me if I'm wrong, there are still opportunities for people to buy tickets and for corporations to get involved, because as we saw, it is headlined by Denny's, right?
That's right. Denny's has been our title partner since our resurgence in 2021. And we have a lot of, wonderful corporate partners. So there's always time for other corporate brands to join. The beautiful thing about this game, because we have partners like Denny's and partners like Pepsi and Mars Wrigley. So our official candy bar of the Orange Blossom Classic is Snickers. Because we have, such wonderful official partners, you have the opportunity to put your brand alongside of some really well-known, nationally recognized brands. So always opportunities there for corporate partners. The same thing with tickets. The game is Sunday, September 3rd. We kick off at 3 p.m. So you can buy tickets now, and you can buy tickets right at the gate at 3:15 p.m. But we want you in the stadium.
All right. I mean, I wish I could. Are you still auditioning for people to sing the national anthem? I think I got a little Luther Vandross in me. I may be able to work something out.
There was only one Luther. Now, I like you. I believe it, but I don't know which Luther you like. If you like the big Luther or the little Luther, but I'm still gonna say it's only one.
That's awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited. Thank you so very much for bringing this to the community. And one of the other things I wanted to ask you, and I think it's important, because I don't know if it's been brought up to you, but you're actually a very, I think you're an inspiration to young women because of what you have done in this game, and being a woman in this game, having a piece of football and so on and so forth. That says a lot. So, what would you have to say to young ladies who are looking up to you and like, you know what, I see what she's doing. I want to go do the same thing. Maybe not being a coach in the game. Maybe it's being the owner of a classic, or taking another part in the game.
If that's the desire, keep going, keep pushing. Like I said, this took some years to come together. And, sometimes you may have, 10 people that say no, but it just takes that one person to say yes and to buy into the vision. So I would ultimately say to anyone that's thinking about being in this industry, or any industry that you just feel is a difficult ceiling to crack, just keep going, keep going. Don't forego your dream because it seems as if something is impossible, because it seems as though, you're not going to be supported. Just you get that right yes, and it's up from there. Now, that's not to say you won't have challenges along the way, but just keep going. Keep going.
All right. I before we go, let me make sure I say this, because I will get phone calls. Mr. Sterling Stevenson, he's one of my brothers. He's going to be you know who it is? You know what it is?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. He says, I will be on the mic for the game this year.
That's
Even
right.
a tiger can bite, but only a rattler can strike.
Right.
I don't even know what to say after that.
All right.
I did my duty. I've said what I had to say. Much love to both teams, Jackson State University and Florida A&M. Let me say the highest of 7 hills, as they say.
Yes.
That's all I got. I love y'all both. Now, I don't want any phone calls after this.
Well, I mean, we're in Florida. I love Jackson State. But I get it. I get it. So the executive director in me has to be neutral, but I have a son who is on that football team who plays for Coach Simmons. So the mother in me thinks a little bit differently. So I get it. I get it, Mr. Stevenson. I understand.
All right. Well, we're excited about this. Thank you so very much for coming on. Again, I'm going to play this, come out September 3rd, Miami Gardens. It's the Hard Rock Stadium. It's the Hard Rock Stadium. Come out and have fun. It means so much to the community of Miami to see everybody come out, show some love for our HBCUs. FCS is one of the jump starts to the football season. Yes. Let's go. Hey, come out and support. Like Miss Bulluck-Major said, there's opportunities. Buy your tickets. Get those luxury boxes so you can get some food and chill and relax and watch the game. You can sponsor too. There's opportunities to sponsor. Be a part of the game. All right, be a part of the game. This is what it's all about. This is football. I told you I'm excited. I still got my helmet. I'm ready. Throw me in, coach.
All right, put me in, coach.
All right, that's all we have
That might
today.
work out better than the anthem. I'm going to advocate for that. How about that?
I already got 5 yards though. I can't run like I used to.
Hey, it counts. It
Say,
counts. That could be the yardage
5 yards,
that puts
coach.
them over the top.
Right. That's it. I can just lay down and let him jump over me. That's it. That's all I got now. I'm too old to be tackling anybody.
Listen, we don't want any injuries, so let's
Right. Well, thank you so very much, Miss Bulluck-Major. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for stepping into a role and just jump starting football season for a ton of us who love football, who breathe football, who've lived football for years. This is a great example of just us coming to a game where it's nothing but love, but there's a high rivalry, and I got to sit on the sidelines because I don't want to get in trouble. I live in Bethune Cookman area, the Wildcat area. I know. I know. I get it all the time.
It's okay.
So,
It's all HBCU love. How about that?
that's right. That's right. But that's all we have for today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Please support the Orange Blossom Classic in Miami, September 3rd. If you're not there, you're not a true football fan. That's all I got to say. You're not a true football fan if you're not there. All right.
All right.